On the planet of Istvork V, the War Master Oris Luterkill waited for the Emperor's arrival. He had gathered many Primorks under his banner. The Angry One of the World Noshers was one of them. He never liked the Emperor and his giddishness. Too much planning and thinking, not enough smashing. And he had largely ignored the Emperor's instructions about not killing Humies loyal to the Purium.
If they paid their tithes, they keep their lives,
the Master of Orkkind had once said. The Gobbo of the Iron Boys was there too. He always hated that the Emperor had chosen Orkul Dawn over him to build the Imperial Palace. Truth be told, he also hated himself, and his men, and Oris, and just about everything. But right now, he hated the Emperor and Orkul Dawn most. Orkgar, of course, was there after he achieved enlightenment on his pilgrimage, and was convinced that Oris was the chosen warlord of Gork and Mork. Morktarion of the Death God threw his lot in with Oris too. He was furious that the Emperor stole his kill when the Emperor slew Morktarion's rival warboss on his home planet of Gargarus, even though Morktarion had been knocked unconscious at the time. Gonbad Kurz of the Night Orcs was there as well. It's very difficult to say why he sided with Oris. He just kept muttering about
the future,
and
he's taking us the bad way again,
and
if I painted myself purple, what if I can't find myself? Then where would I be?
Most of the other Primorks in their space Morons simply kept their distance, and checked their rooms thoroughly to make sure none of the Night Orcs commandos were hiding in their loot piles. Ophelius and Omegrog of the Awful Legion. Well, it wasn't clear what they were going to do. When you could see what they were up to, nothing they were doing made any sense, whether they were tying ravenous squigs to posts, or randomly stealing the gubbins from one squad only to replace them with different gubbins from another squad. When you didn't see them around, that's when you got nervous. And it didn't help that all of them claimed to be Ophelius. Skullgrim and the Emperor's Spores were adamantly against betraying the Emperor.
I ain't never gonna snick the Emperor. He's got all the flashiest bits. Ain't no one could compete with that.
Well, what if we give you this dead flashy chopper? The silver chopper of Ekaf.
Ooh, I like that. Right, let's nick this Emperor get.
With all the traitors assembled on Istvork V, the Emperor's fleet arrived with most of the Imperial Gitz Legion with Orkul Dawn and the mighty Snickersmund, half of his Crump Stodies, and about half of the Astra Miligratum and human auxilia that were defending Earth. It was a right and proper war, to be sure, but they were facing the might of 8 traitor legions. The Emperor stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Boomcephalus, rubbing his tremendous chin with concern.
What is this? Why is all the legions right here? I can feel a war coming off that planet like nothing else. Why ain't they all on the Green Crusade? Because they is right here, Emperor. That is why they are not on crusade. Shut it, Orkul!
Emperor, we have a small cruiser coming up from the planet. Look shot up to Zog. They's trying to talk to us.
Put 'em through.
Emperor, this is Gargiel Lucan of the Looney Squighounds. Oris Luterkillers.
The big Daka guns of Istvork V shattered the cruiser in a massive explosion as huge shells ripped through it. The Emperor was extremely suspicious at this point. He mashed his massive palm onto the Voxcaster that the Orcs typically called a squawk box.
Oris, what the zog is going on? Why's you shooting at one of your own boys? Why's you got all these gets mobbed up on one planet? Hey, Emperor, calm yourself. You told me to keep an eye out for traitor gits. Goggle Lucan was a git trying to sneak away. I brought all the boys together to make sure there weren't no gits among 'em. Why don't you come on down and let's have a gob about these traitor gits? I'll get a shuttle and I'll be down.
The Emperor cut off the squawk box.
I do not like this, Emperor. I sense deception. For once, you ain't talking out your backside, Oracle. Backsides, if you say backsides cannot talk, I'm gonna shove you up the backside of a squigoff. No, you're right. Something stinks here. Send out the Astramilagrum to check that wreckage. Me space morons is dead hard. Maybe they can find some boys still alive and floating out there. I want to see what this Gargiel wanted to say.
The Emperor turned the squawk box back on.
We's gonna look through the cruiser wreck. Make sure no git survived. I'll be down in one shake of a squig's tail. Got it, Emperor.
As Oris cut out his transmission, he looked over to Orkgar and Erebos.
He's not buying it. Get me cruiser ready. Send in the fleet to crump him. Kill 'em all. Leave the Emperor for me.
Morktarian, Gone Bad Curs, and the Angry One began moving their fleets to surround the Emperor and prevent his escape. As Oris's betrayal began to unfold, the Emperor paced back and forth, waiting for word from the Astramilagrum. He began to feel a strange pressure on his head as the squawk box crackled to life again with Commander Grotanius Pyle's voice.
Emprah, we got a couple of live ones out here. They ain't too alive, but they ain't dead yet either.
The Emperor rubbed his temples as he could feel his weird boy senses tingling.
Yeah, bring him on board real quick. Emperor, the other fleet is moving towards us.
As Orkul Dorn said this, an enormous vision of Malkadork appeared on the bridge. He was wreathed in green flame, and there were a dozen of other weird boys channeling the war to make his transmission.
Emperor, it's a trap. The cards is a trap. You're going into a trap.
Behind Malkadork, one of the weird boys' heads exploded from the effort, followed by another. The vision shorted out and went silent. At that moment, the Legion fleets began to fire on the Astramilagrum fleet. The Emperor roared and pounded his fists on the bridge controls, crushing it in one blow. The other orcs on the bridge hoped that wasn't important.
Traitors! Ah! That's the doom! That's the fate! They's all get!
The Emperor turned and grabbed his golden skull bucket, his mega armor sealing him inside with a hiss.
Orkul, you're in command of the fleet and the Boomcephalus. Where is you going? I'm taking a walk outside. I'm gonna show these gits what real power is. I'm gonna show 'em why I's the Morgazogan Emperor.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of De Emprah. If you enjoyed what you heard, then show your loyalty to Deperium by leaving a like and a comment, as it will bolster the morale of the boys in green on the front lines. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe so you can find out how to do your part to strengthen Deperium. If you have no idea what's going on, there is a link that will take you to De Emprah's playlist so you can find out how this nonsense started. If you would like to send me loads of teeth, links to my PayPal and Patreon are in the description as well. Thanks again. No Man out.